Yo, Steve, what's up? Yo, what up? I already left. Perfect, we're all on time, aside from Nav.
It's New York City, man. This is the mecca of nightlife. Industry talk. Industry talk. Industry talk. This is industry talk. This is industry talk.
Live and direct, baby, on the ones and twos.
It's not talked about enough. The mental psyche of a DJ traveling alone. The bottle girls, the bus boys. What specifically can you take out of nightlife that will allow you to find a job later on in life? No.
Industry.
Yeah, but it's something to talk about.
It matters. It really matters.
Those people are trying to put us on more than we're trying to put each other on. Networking. Boom. That was my answer. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
And we out.
One.
There's not a shelf life to this game. There's just the shelf life that you set for yourself.
We here, man. Industry Talk with Big Ben.
And I'm here with the Jason Experience.
We are here at Industry Talk.
This is Industry Talk.
It's the Kid Daytona, and I'm out here with the Jason Experience.
This isn't a pizza you put in the microwave at 3 minutes and you come back and it's ready. It takes time. It took me half a decade to just be relevant. Industry Talk, Season 3, Episode 2. We are here live at the Function House. Mike Gentile on the camera, Moculus on the direction, Marty Rock back in the building. This is Generation Z, a.k.a. Generation Complain, a.k.a. the cloud machine of generations, man.
Hey.
Pleasure to have you guys all here.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year.
Welcome back to my brother Marty Rock as well.
Happy New Year. I'm out here, yo. We outside with it.
It's been a while. It's been a while since you've been back at the Function House. So pleasure to have you back hosting with me.
Somebody put me in timeout.
Yeah, you know, it happens. But we're back to talk to the youth. I want to start with, I was on my Instagram today. I know you guys love Instagram. I was on my Instagram scrolling, and DJ Stacks had a meme up. I know you guys, if you guys follow Stacks, he's hilarious.
I know where you're going with this.
Oh, yeah, so I see this meme, and it's a kid. He comes home, and he meets, like, his girlfriend's father. And the father looks at him and goes, "My daughter tells me you're a musician." And the kid looks back at him and says, "Well, I'm a DJ." And the father looks back and says, "Get the fuck out of my house." So why do you guys think there is this stigma about DJs in general? I'm going to start with Cams and we'll go down the line.
I think it's because we're in the club almost every day of the week, and we're surrounded by beautiful women all the time. So I guess that stigma comes from that. So I don't know. I guess they think we're alcoholics and hoes, I guess.
Personally, I mean, there's a negative outlook on what we do just because of the fact, number one, that we're doing it at night. You know, while everyone's asleep, we're out grinding, you know? So people get confused. Like he said, you know, they think we're just drinking. They think we're doing drugs. They think we're just out to, you know, get the baddest bitch, you know, whatever the case may be. But they don't really know that there's actually a mission at the end of that, you know what I mean? We actually have a goal we're trying to push out. You know, yeah, we're in the clubs, we're around all that, but we're not the consumer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Nikki, give me your version of this.
All right, so when the father says, "Get the fuck out of my house," there's 100 things that's going through his head. He's been in a club before, obviously. He knows how it is. And now today's age, the girls want to get to the booth. They don't even want to get to the booth. They just want to record. So they're recording you. They're in the background. And right then and there, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? But it's like, I don't know. They just came up. They walked up on. Nowadays they walk up, and the bouncer's like, "Oh, you're a girl. You're good." So it's like, all right, they're recording you, but we know that they're not really there for that. But they're there to get the clout. Like I was in the booth, and you didn't even know they were there. But it's like, who's that girl? They don't understand. You know, they tell them, like she was just there vibing out. Like she wanted a video, but it's like, nah. My daughter's home sleeping, and there's a girl behind you. It's like, I don't know. That's how I think about it.
The theme is girls. That's what it seems like.
100%.
You guys think it's about the female.
In today's age, hell yeah.
Infidelity.
Hell yeah.
Ida, what about you, man?
So like, honestly, I think the father has a good point. Like, I wouldn't want my daughter to be out in the clubs with a DJ. Most DJs, you know, I'm not saying you guys all made excellent points, by the way. Like, but I'm just saying, like, most DJs aren't in it for the reason that me or, you know, anybody here is. You know, they don't really make it too far either. So they set a pretty bad image for us, and it's understood. Like, I get it.
I like that. Look, so now you guys all said why you wouldn't, why the father shouldn't, right? Correct? Tell me now, if you're in a situation where you're about to date a girl, right? Tell me why they should date you. Like, why should that father be like, okay, you know what? This is me. I take this differently. So what is it about all y'all crafts that really puts you in the front line to the point where you're comfortable enough to say, look, I'm not like everybody else. I'm doing this differently. You understand? So what do you do in your craft? What do you do in your daily work that proves differently than what they're trying to say the quintessential DJ is?
I'm on the grind all the time.
Don't give me the grind, bro. You're not about to answer questions like that. Don't give me the grind. Don't tell me you was hustling all day. I'm out there with you. So tell me exactly. Tell me how you gonna present it.
Bring them to the club.
The father?
Bring them to the club.
No.
Man, you're going to be single for a while.
Tell him that we pay taxes, too. We might
there you
DJ,
go. Talk about the business. Tell me about it.
We pay taxes at the end of the day,
Tell me about
too.
it. Tell me about it. What is your perspective on this?
I mean, it's a legit job, you know, just because we're not waking up going to an office, you know, whatever the case may be, going to a drive-thru, I don't know, whatever, who knows, real estate. You know, just because we're not doing that doesn't mean we don't have a legit job. Like, we're getting paid, we're paying our taxes with this money. Like, we're doing what we got to do to survive with this money and grow. You know, that's how I look at it. Like, if you don't understand that, you know, it is what it is. You know, probably still fuck your daughter.
Oh wow! He's not lying.
Wow.
He's not lying. Marty, go ahead.
It's unfiltered, right?
I think it's the stability that a father would want. I mean, like if your daughter, if my daughter were to bring me a guy to the house, I'd be like, well, she's taking this nigga serious. You know what I mean? Like, and then I'm thinking she's thinking future with him. You know what I mean? Kids, house, wife, whatever. You know, there's no 401k when it comes to DJing. There's no health benefits. There's no, like, it's like to them, to the average consumer, it's not a real job. Like that's like if it wasn't for my day job, I wouldn't be able to provide my son with medical care through DJing. And through a father's point of view, it's not a real job. You know what I mean? So that's probably where the father is concerned. Like, all right, well, get the fuck out. Like, you're a joke. You know what I mean? Because there's no security blanket. You know, like, I mean, eventually you get to the point where you're able to afford all that stuff, like retirement, investments, all that shit. But right now, doing the grinding, the tooth and nail that we're doing, the grinding it out, the unstable gigs. I mean, for the most part, besides Nikki, not everybody has a full 30-day calendar here. You know what I mean? So we're still grinding it out. We're still living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? So from a father's point of view, that's not stability. You know, if your daughter, your son or whatever brings somebody home, that means that they're taking them serious. Because there's tons of bitches my mother hasn't met. You know what I mean?
I agree with him.
You get what I'm saying? There's tons of bitches. But the 4 that my mother had met, they were the serious ones, you know? I mean, I guess, but... And
in hindsight,
that's where I think the father was like, get the fuck out. You know what I mean?
We wanted to talk to you guys about the gap between the older generation and the younger generation. There seems to be this gap, and I want kind of y'all to debate this. You know what I'm saying? Give me, number one, give me somebody who in your life as a DJ really inspires you to do more and looks out and actually reaches out to you. And then give me your opinion on this. Do you think that the older generation is too Hollywood and therefore you guys don't want to reach out? Or is it the opposite where your pride is too high and you guys don't want to reach out? So, two-pronged question. Number one, who's your inspiration? Who is the mentor that is mentoring you currently? And do you guys believe that if you don't have a mentor because of the fact that they're just so fucking Hollywood, which is what I believe for the record. But I'll let you guys tell it how you guys tell it.
And just for the record, we know Nikki looks up to Camilo, so save the Camilo jokes. No, I'm dead ass because I've gone through that shit for years. Like till today, everybody's like, "Oh, your father Yanni, your father Yanni." Like just because you mimic somebody or you sound like them a little bit doesn't mean that you want to be like them. It's just that it's kind of like paying homage to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you put me on. These are the traits that you instilled in me. So wherever I go, you live through me vicariously. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? It's like when you go to somebody's house and you say good day, good afternoon, or whatever. Those are things that your parents taught you. Why? Because they instilled good values in you. So before we get into this, we all know Camilo is his mentor. We all know Yanni's mine. So we all gonna spare the jokes, all right? We get it.
Serious talk.
Let's get it. Industry talk. Industry talks. Let's go with Cam's first. Tell me who your inspiration is, and do you believe that the older generation is too Hollywood, or do you guys think that your pride is too high?
I've been blessed, man. I've gotten two big guys to show me the ropes, Shortcuts and DJ Quiz, head DJ Quiz. So he taught me the image, how to talk to people, how to just, introduce myself to my peers and stuff like that, instead of just going like a creep and be like, hey, go up to them, show them respect and stuff like that. But I look up to a lot of big New York DJs, Big Ben, First Choice, all those guys, and Precise since Club Exit days and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a little older than these guys, but yeah, since I was like 14 years old, I was in Club Exit and stuff like that, so I've always admired those guys. And yeah, if it wasn't for those guys showing me the ropes a little bit and showing me how to move, I don't think I'd be in the position I am now.
DJs that I look up to, there's a couple that I can name, For one, Marty Rock. Marty Rock, he helps me a lot, gives me a lot of advice, DJ Ammo, Big Ben, Beat Breaker, and, there's also people in the industry who aren't DJs that have backed me, like you, bro. You know what I mean? Props to you for that, because, you've had my back with a lot of stuff, But I don't think it's a pride thing, and I don't think it's a Hollywood thing, I just think that, you got to just have the right mindset. You got to know what your plan is. And, until then, I think, if you go out networking and you don't have that instilled in you already, you're going to have a difficult time trying to figure out, where to go, who to speak to, how to get the advice, But, if you have it all laid out and you know what you want, it shouldn't be too hard to really reach out. Because at the end of the day, you have to reach out because they're the OGs. You can't, you got to put your pride aside when it comes to that. And sometimes it's hard, For me, I'm not going to lie, sometimes it could be hard, but you got to do it if you want to grow.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with you, like us. We have to be the ones to reach out if we really want to grow and take their place. Because, the generation, we're here. The next 10 years is gonna be us. You know what I mean? So we gotta get as
God
much.
willing. Inshallah.
We gotta get as much info from and as much advice from the OGs that we can, and not be afraid to do that while the time is now. Because,
I agree with you. I agree with you. You make some great points. Nikki, what about you?
So like Monty said, everybody knows my mentor is Camilo. But a lot of people don't know is like, they think it's like the last year, 2 years. But realistically, I've been hitting up Camilo since like 2013, like 2012, like emails, texts, like messages, Twitter, Instagram. And your point where you said, do they think they're too Hollywood? That's on them. If they get an inbox, and it's something nice and you could tell like someone really wants help, if they don't answer because they don't want to, I mean, I guess you could say that's a little Hollywood, but if they come at you and they answer, then they're trying to help. Mm-hmm. And Camilo, everyone knows basically like, he's like a celebrity. So he always helped me. Like anything I ever asked him, and there was times I would ask my mom, like, Ma, should I text him? Like, I don't want to be annoying. And my mom always said, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And I always remembered that. So I'm like, you're right. And I would do it. And he would always help me. And DJ Ammo, too, I go to him for advice. And he said, not other DJs I go to. Like, I go to George K, Mario. I always turn to them if I need advice, and they always give it to me. So
yeah, because there's a business behind it.
We don't need to debate why people are giving advice. I don't think that's a topic that we want to touch on. Idav, what about you?
Well, I've had like on and offs with a lot of people, but I think honestly, Ammo has helped me out like the most, like for me, like in my career. so far. Like, he's the one that called me like in the middle of the night, like, yo, you want a DJ? What do you play when you open it? I'm like, I don't know, like some Cardi B or something. He's like, yo, you're fucking retarded, bro.
Sounds like ammo.
He's like, yo, you're gonna get kicked out of every club. I'm gonna help you. He helped me like past few years. Like, you know, I get into arguments with him here and there, but like, I really love him. He's changed a lot for me, and you know, there's some other guys that helped me as well. I had like early on NBM, Nevermind. He helped me out a little bit, but I fucked that up a little. So I don't know. I'm good at doing that. I think my pride does get in the way a lot. You know, it's easy to lose your humility in the process of like crowd control, getting them to scream and stuff. Like, I'm not used to that. I've been in here for like 3-4 years. Like, I'm not like burnt out. You know, I still get hyped. I get hyped every single time I see a crowd.
You should. You young.
Yeah, you get excited. Hell yeah.
So it's like, you know, yeah, pride does get in the way, but I also do think that the Hollywood thing is a big thing to the older DJs who are not confident in themselves because they don't feel like they have sustainability in the business. When they see someone as a threat, they see it, and you know, they'll act nice, but they won't be nice behind closed doors. They'll make sure to give you a bad name.
Yeah, and I can say this for the people back home. I'm the guy in the closed doors that gets all these text messages, these emails from different DJs, their opinions, and you know, my brother Marty, for real, like I go to him a lot to fight my demons, because sometimes I feel like it hurts me. Like, I'm like, yo, like, how is people so two-faced in this game? Like, I'd be like, yo, is this for real? I'll text him. I mean, is this real? Like, this person was sitting with me like 5 minutes ago in my ear talking about all this other shit. And now I find out this, but it's a waterfall, and it keeps happening. And you know what the problem is? We've normalized it. We've made it normal. We've made it normal to get fucked over. We made it normal not to get paid. We've made it normal to get paid 6 months later. We've made it normal to eat shit, to take L's. We've made all this normal. Facts. Because the people that hold the keys to the room have an ego, and they are not passing any shit down.
They have to pay their bills. I understand it. And it's what drives me, and I think it's what drives everyone in this room to do like bigger and better for themselves. Like, you have to make yourself sustainable. You can't just get by playing other people's music forever. You have to do something above that. What makes you Nicky Riz? What makes you elevate, you know? Like, what makes you Cams? Like, that's what it is. What makes me eat that? What makes you Jason Experience? Experience
that's big fact.
Is not just the promoter. You know, Marty Rock is not just the DJ. That's what it is. You gotta make yourself sustainable. When you're an old man DJing and you got nothing else, you're scared every single day of your life. If you got kids especially, like, I feel that. And I don't want to step on those toes. I want to make something for myself and hopefully help those who help me through the process. God willing.
That's wild valid. I mean, like, that's wild valid. Like,
can I get some noise from the crowd? Y'all just a dead crowd tonight? What's up?
It's safe.
Got vodka back there. You chilling?
It's real safe to say.
Wild Rod in there. Wild Rod, what up?
It's real safe to say that, you know, the DJ is probably the most neglected person when it comes to nightlife. You know what I mean? Like,
in New York City.
Yeah.
In New York City.
Yeah, like real talk. And the reason and the people to blame for that is us. Like Jason said. Like, and not saying, but you know what though?
But higher than us.
Yeah. But you know what though? It's kind of
passed down.
It's kind of not our fault, because if we speak up, then we'll get cut off like quicker than we could bat an eyelash. You know what I mean? It's like, if the moment you say like, yo, my value this, they're like, all right, suck my dick.
Lights off.
Yeah. They're like, all right, oh, word? That's how you feel? Cool. Let's see where you are in a week when you're fucking at home or you're at Applebee's DJing.
Welcome to New York City
nightlife.
Yeah,
for real. So you can't speak up, really.
You gotta accept what they give you. To be honest.
You gotta.
And that even goes. Forget about the price. A drink of vodka.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't even get that.
Yeah. For real.
That's a fact.
For real. It's like something as simple as your fucking name on the flyer. You know what I mean? Like especially us that are like coming up.
Marty, let's get to what he just said though. I want you to talk about this because it's super important to me, because I think that.
Yes. Right. So we have those. So we have, you know, we are known and have seen those DJs that just come to party, to, you know, to get the content that are for the clout. You know, honestly, when you guys first started this, Was your intention, was your heart always with the art, with the DJing, with the art form, or when did you realize like, yo, I gotta be serious about this, or I'm not gonna make it past this week? You know what I mean? Like, Nikki, what were your intentions when you first started DJing?
When I first started DJing, you know, I was like 12, so I didn't know where I was going with this. And then when I went to high school, I'm not even gonna lie, like people used to make fun of me because I was a DJ, and that used to just drive me. Like, all right, yeah, you want to make fun of me, and I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong. So then I just kept doing it, and I fell in love with it too at a young age. So that really just made me keep going, and never stopping.
You think you fell in love with music, or you fell in love with the scene?
I wouldn't say the scene right away because I was, like I said, I was young, so I was DJing for The Wall for a couple of years. So the music, I think just like the whole thing was cool to me. Yeah, the whole thing was cool to me. The turntables, that's how I took it.
What about you, Cams?
Oh man, just people's reaction, just seeing these guys. Like, I like to DJ happy hours because you see these Wall Street guys, these 9 to 5 guys come in with their suit all neat and stuff like that. They leave with their tie on their head and stuff. That's my favorite part of it. Just the react.
Wait, but you started off as a promoter, right?
Yeah, I started off as a promoter.
Like throwing your own parties and shit, right? I think I remember from your function house.
Yeah, and
episode.
from my teen nights and my little from Westchester and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
you from Westchester?
I'm from Westchester. That's it.
Hunting that 40 for 40, man. He's hunting that 40 for 40 right now.
Yeah, and then just bringing in people, everybody having a good time, the crazy stories we could tell after. And then that was it. After that, I just fell in love with the music. And then just every time I play a record, somebody goes, "Oh, that's my drive right there." I'm like,
You want that reaction.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
That he wants the Don DeMarco. Nico, what about you, man?
You know, my story is kind of similar to like Nicky Riz. I started real young, and I always just like playing music, you know, and then I started doing parties. I did private events when I was like 14, 15 years old. I was doing private events. And then even at that age, I decided, you know what, let me start throwing house parties. I always like to just, you know, be a part of the scene, create the scene, you know, and try to make a business out of it. I was like 16 years old charging $5, $3 at the door for people to come in, trying to make revenue out of this, you know. Eventually, you know, I got a little older, and, you know, I'm not going to lie, once you get into the scene, right, 18, 19, pretty young still, you know, you sometimes lose sight of what you originally wanted. But eventually, you know, if you're really serious about it, it comes back. It happened to me for a bit, you know, like I did get, you know, washed by the clout, you know, being able to bring all these girls out, selling the tables, you know, as a DJ too, as a promoter a little bit as well. But, you know, I never really like looked at it like as if this is just gonna be an image and that's it. Like I've always wanted to just grow with it, you know, and you know I'm still doing it now. You know, 22 years old, and I'm doing the clubs. You know.
You say you started at what, 14, 15?
I started doing parties at like 14, 15 years old, 16 years old already. Doing house
Jersey
parties.
different,
and
man.
I took you
Jersey
to something
yeah,
before.
we're not talking about. I'm never going back to Jersey, man. I'm
Either.
never going back with you ever to Jersey, man.
Either.
We've had some fun. Idav, hit us.
Man, I got a lot of family in like the industry, like not nightlife, but like private events and all that. So like my grandfather, my father, I grew up with that stuff. It's just like all over me, and I'm like, yo, I got a DJ. I did a few private events. I ran into some like old promoter who me and you both know. Not gonna mention his name, not gonna give him that. But yeah, he tried fucking me over later, but that's not happening.
I know exactly.
Yo, the big thing, like you gotta stand your ground a lot in this business. Like everywhere you go, someone's trying to fuck you over. Everywhere you go.
But do you feel? Hold up? I know. Just to interject, do you feel? I think that's also something about you guys. Like you guys been fucked over so many times. Now you guys have this chip on your shoulder where you feel like everybody's fucking you over. I know that because personally,
I don't think it's necessarily a chip. I just think.
Well, I mean, you've been fucked over so much, so you can answer this question too.
I think it's
normality.
No, it's like a wall of defense. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You know what it is? It's like you know when you date a girl who's been through mad shit, and then when she meets you, she just thinks that anything you say is a lie. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. It's like your damaged goods. Like for real. Like.
But once again, in New York City.
Right, but Jersey's the same way. The tri-state area is the same way. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
You broke into the Jersey market after you were in the New York market. Imagine you started.
No, I feel like it was easier for us to go to Jersey than it was
100%.
New York first, right? Yeah.
I mean, not to like hate on New York City, but you get blessed in Jersey to where you get blessed in New York.
Yeah.
Not even forget about the DJ pay.
Sometimes.
The hospitality.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Right.
I agree with you.
Right, but
And that's a fact.
But to touch on that, it's just being
go
guarded. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like you'll talk to somebody and they're like, oh, yo, I want to book you, and then you look at them like, all right, well, what the fuck is your stipulation? Like, you know what I mean? Like you look at them like, all right, nigga, whatever, yo. You know what I mean? And it's just you're just so used to being fucked over. Like you'll have somebody and like they'll rock with you 1 week, and then the minute you do some like shit to benefit yourself, then they're like, nah, fuck this nigga. Like, and it's like that, like in a blink of an eye. You know what I mean? And it's just like any little thing is like walking on eggshells in this industry. Like you could play one left song and the crowd will fucking love it, and the promoter will be like, what the fuck are you playing? This guy sucks.
We don't play
One
6ix9ine.
song.
We don't play
You know what I
6ix9ine
mean? One
anymore.
song and
Don't do
you
that.
suck all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You're the worst DJ in the world. It's
Facts.
like, relax, bro. Like the room's having a good time. Like, relax. And they're like, nah, fuck that. My $30,000 client hates the song. Like, okay, relax.
Literally going to later questions.
Sorry.
Literally.
So everything in this industry is based off relationships. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when your mentor brings you somewhere, you need etiquette. You need to know how to act, because, you know, you can't go somewhere and be a fucking sloppy drunk mess. Why? Because it affects your relationship.
You
You
never
know
know who's in the room.
Right. Like PS1 takes me everywhere with him. Everywhere. Like, if he could fly me to fucking Miami with him, he would. You know. And my goal is to make those people that matter fall in love with me. That's the goal. Why? Because everything is based off of relationships. Yes or no?
Yes.
How important is that to you? How do you guys feel? Like, how do you value those? Do you take those for granted? Do you value them? Like think of those relationships that you have established throughout the years. And it could be like with a like Function DJ that books DJs all the time for private events. Jason, Dream Hospitality, whoever. You know what I mean? How do you guys feel that about that whole gist of the business, the relationship aspect of it?
You gotta do what you gotta do. You know, it's the business we're in. It's
Any
just
business.
it's part of the work we gotta do.
But do you
know?
genuinely want to like befriend these people, or you're just doing it for self-benefit?
Sometimes, 100%. Sometimes a lot of people start off as friends, but then when it's business, it's business. So, for instance, if you have a good relationship going with somebody, I mean, you have to like kind of take it in, like, you know. And if they're feeding you gigs, they're putting food on your plate, you can't just be like, nah, like, it's whatever. Like, you gotta try to embrace it and become close with them and do start a relationship. Relationships are very important, especially in this business. If you don't have a relationship with someone booking you, you're probably not gonna get booked that much as you want. But if you have a relationship, they see, wow, he's a genuine dude. He's nice. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but
Does that make sense?
if you work for a corporation, you have a district manager. You don't have a relationship with your district manager, but you're still getting a paycheck.
That's not true.
That is true.
Like,
Yeah, but
That is
can you
true.
not say in the same setting, if you befriend that guy, you can't get a raise in the future?
Not necessarily.
Meaning the relationship is always important.
Right.
In our industry, way more. In our industry, way more important than anywhere else. But I think to clear it up, like the question, Idav, do you feel that these relationships are forced, or do you feel like these relationships are just there? They just exist, and you have to always show up and always back it up.
I don't believe that you have to always show up, and I also don't believe they're forced at all. Like, I genuinely develop relationships, and if I don't, then I don't. Like, at the end of the day, there's business and there's friendship, and some people will use the friendship part against you when it comes to the business. Like, hey, bro, we're boys. I don't have to pay you. Like, nah, you gotta have a thin line. You know, you gotta be cool. You know, yes, you gotta maintain the relationship. It's important, but like, you gotta know like when there's a relationship with friendship and business, like they both have to be good.
But at what point does it stop being one-sided? You get what I'm saying? Like, us as DJs, we call in a lot of favors. Like, you might not think about it, but something as free as like as a drink is a favor. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's say they're the GM, right, of a spot. they have a business to run. At the end of the day, their registers don't hit, my guy's gonna lose his job. You know what I mean? So if you're drinking all night, that's money coming out of his register. You get what I'm saying?
Then you're not
And
professional.
hold on. But you bring a shorty with you, right? Oh, let me get 2 reposados on the rocks or whatever. Let me get that sponsorship, yo. Anyway, right? That's more money coming out of his register, you know? Okay, so boom. He has a fucking, I'm gonna paint a picture for you. He has a private event. The DJ, absolute shit. He shows up, not prepared, calls you, yo, Nikki, I need you to come here. Bang, yo, I can't afford to pay you though, bro. Can I call in a favor? What are you gonna do? You're gonna be like, nah, fuck you, I don't work for free. But what happened? But we're boys, and what happened to all those drinks I give you every time you come here? No questions asked, no drink tickets, no tips, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, at what point, how strong is the relationship to whereas I can gimme, and you think it's nothing because it's a fucking drink. They pay $30 for the bottle. You know what I mean? But it's something, because the free drink that he's giving you, another schmuck is paying $15 for that same drink.
22.
But there's a thing about this, because it's like if he calls you and says, "Yo, Marty, I need you," but what's your relationship with him past? If you walk into a club for the first time ever, right, like this is your first time you're meeting. Say you never met Jason. Jason books you. You're walking into the club for the first time. You guys don't know each other. You come in. You light the room up. Jason walks over. Marty, want a drink? Yeah, I'll take 2 drinks. But then he calls you the next day like, "Yo, Marty, I need you to do a free gig for me." That's totally up. Like, you got to do that on yourself.
Right.
Because you have no history with this guy. If someone's blessing you and blessing you and blessing you, is it bad to throw them a bone here and there? No. But do you guys have a tight relationship? Yes. But if you never, like, if you DJ'd for Jason for that first time and he called you the next day, that's something that you really got to think about. Like, that's on you. I mean, that's how I feel. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of these relationships.
Yeah, but I think it's a very specific, like, every relationship is very specific, very delicate, and I think at the end of the day, that's what you guys are all saying. In respect to you as well, right. I think that every relationship is known from before. Like, if you know my social media presence, you know who I am, you know what I've done. You come work for me for the first time. If I ask you again, yeah, you'll probably do it because you know what's going to happen in the future. But other people that aren't as involved, you know what I mean, you might not do that. I want to touch on mental health for a second. We spoke about it in season 1 a lot. We kind of lost it in season 2. I want to bring it back in season 3. I feel as the gap between, let's say, Sunday to Friday is difficult. You know what I'm saying? You're the man on Saturday night. From 11 to 2, you're the man. Your name's on the screen. The girls are calling. They're outside. Clients outside. Shout outs. People dapping you up. Monday, you go home. I mean, you kind of have, like, all day. You sitting there. You know, look at your phone. You hang out. You guys ever deal with anxiety, depression, or anything like that due to nightlife specifically? Idav, I'll start with you.
Yeah, like, for sure. Especially, like, my first, you know, like, real, like, two years getting into, like, heavy rotations. You know, you get burnt out. And, well, I love DJing, you know, but then when you're not DJing and it's like you go home and you're like, oh, fuck, the party's over. Like, what the fuck do I do now, you know? And it's like, you got to learn how to, like, deal with it. I feel like I'm starting to deal with it, like, in a nice way. You know, try to keep yourself busy during the week. Always keep a side thing going. Always, like, you gotta make sure you're waking up early too. Like, you wake up mad early. I think you're fucking psycho. Like, you don't fucking sleep, bro. Like,
I'll be honest with you. You guys want to know the truth? Why I wake up early? It's not because it's the way I'm built. It's because of my mind. I get so anxious with everything going on. There's bills. There's a team. I'm doing so much. So for me, if I can't sleep, it's on my head, bro. Rent is on my head. Bills are paid. People are owed money. That's all on my head every night before my head hits the pillow. I sleep for 3 hours. I wake up and I start blowing up her phone like, yo, we need to do this. We need to do this. She's not even up. She got school and she's not up. And I'm like, I need to get this done. Like, the money's in the account. Send it to people. Like, we owe money. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? So even for me, this super affects my sleep. That's why I get up so early. But again, everybody has their own release. So Nikki, how do you deal with it, or do you even go through it?
I mean, I really don't go through it, I would say, like, but I do get anxious, like, damn, it's a Tuesday night, like, oh, I want to be in the club right now. But then, I don't know, I kind of just, like, when like Monday hits, Tuesday hits, what I do is, to be honest, I go through like pictures and videos and see what I could put out that either reflected the weekend or that's gonna reflect the next weekend. But time off and chill time is good too. So I like that. That's my opinion.
You enjoy the downtime. Nico, what about you?
You know, I mean, yeah, we all have our moments, you know, but the best thing to do is just stay occupied, you know. Stay occupied with your craft, stay occupied with a side hustle, right? My bad, I'm trying to talk on the mic like a rapper. But yeah, you know, just gotta figure out a way to deal with it, you know, just you gotta be mentally strong, you know, it's a sport we play.
Is it something that you go through though? Is there times where you want to you're just like, dude, am I gonna really continue doing this? Like, can I really continue to do this?
Everyone has that thought every now and then, but you know that's just you reflecting on yourself. If you really want it, chase it. You know, like you can't give up just because you have one bad thought. You know, you just gotta figure out a way to get past that.
Cams, what about you?
Yeah, man, we go, at least me and my small circle, we go through slumps all the time, and we'll text each other like, yo, I'm not, like, in this month. Like, the other day I was talking to Quiz, I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm selling everything. I'm done. I had enough of the bullshit. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. And then there's days where I'm just like, oh, nah, this is my shit. Like, I got to get on this 100. But I always said we live the Bruce Wayne life. You know, during the nighttime, we're Batman, playing superhero, flying around, driving nice cars and everything like that. The sun comes up, we ain't shit. We normal people.
Yep.
And that's why, you know, I think it's good to have, like, two lives, you know, have your normal life, you know, your normal friends. I mean, we'll go out to lunch and stuff like that, and then just live that life. And then at night, shoot up. Let's go. Go time.
We outside.
I really like I like the comparison, and I do want to say I think the most neutral spot in New York City is the gyro cart. No matter how much clout you have in the club, everybody waits in the same exact line.
What street?
Facts.
The one on the corner of Tao, you'll see literally general managers, bottle waitresses. You'll see the most important people, and they're all waiting in line.
Right there.
The Aki doesn't give a fuck how many bottles you sell. He don't give a fuck about no bitches that you brought to the club. With that being said, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back to the stoop. So if anyone wants to use the bathroom, grab a drink, go do that. We'll be right back.
We got tequila.
You are now rocking with the Jason Experience. This is Industry Talk.
Industry Talk Season 3. Welcome back to the Function House. We are here with Generation Z, aka Generation Complaint. Now, I was thinking about like how to do this episode, and I was like, listen, I know you guys have so much complaints, so I'm gonna let you guys get it all out. This right here is the wheel of complaints. So what I got here is basically a bunch of categories. Catherine here is gonna spin the wheel for you guys. Whichever one it lands on, I have 3 complaints, three subtopics that I think you guys can complain about. And I want to get your complaints and your ideas, and we'll go from there, and we'll see how it goes. So we're going to start with, what should we start with?
Edav.
I think Edav too. I like
go.
that.
You guys already
Let's start with Edav. Let's start with Edav.
Yo,
So,
Mo, we got to get the Law and Order sample. Bum, bum.
So, Catherine, can you spin the wheel for Edav, please? See what you land on.
Must I got an assistant and everything?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Eye candy.
Social media.
Social media.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good one.
This
This is a real good one.
Let's go, boy.
So our first subtopic is: do you think having X amount of followers dictates your price as a DJ?
No.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of people with a lot of followers, sometimes fake, even if they're real, be whack ass DJs, like terrible. And
Facts.
Say that name.
No names, because they don't deserve the clout.
Add
you know?
them.
You know, I'm one of the DJs, you know, with not so many followers. I'm like 2,700, 26, whatever. And, you know, I'm terrible and I own it. Nah, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, social media is smoke and mirrors. Instagram is a liar with the girls, with the DJs, with the artists, with everything. They're only real if they got credentials. You got to know where they've been and how long they done it, all that, all the reviews, all that. Rizzy knows.
Yo, this guy is the youngest old man I've ever met.
I love it. I love it.
For real.
Nikki, let's go to you with the same question. I do have more questions on this topic. Let's go to you with the same question. Do you think that a social media following dictates how much a DJ should get paid?
No, not at all. Because number one, you should, if you want to book this DJ for your club, you should be looking at their social media and see how active they are, what they've been doing, all their content. And then you got to do the math. Does their video that just dropped got 1,000 views, but they have 70,000 followers? It just doesn't add up. So I guess that's really on you. But you, for promoter wise, looking at a DJ to book, no, their price should not be higher because they have more followers. I don't think that even makes sense.
I'll tell you, I was reached out by a DJ who had like 150,000 followers, and he DM'd me, and he's like, "Yo, Jason, my manager's gonna reach out to you in 10 minutes." And his manager reaches out to me 10 minutes later for a booking. Like, as I never met the kid.
I feel like I know who it is.
You probably do.
Me too.
Does he have a check?
And I mean,
is he verified?
Is he verified?
Look, this is the problem. Your generation's too worried about the check on Instagram and have your name next to a check.
Ooh, or on the
Y'all
check.
need your names next to checks. My name isn't next to the check. It's on the check. You know what I'm saying? That's where you want to be at. You want to
100%.
create digital DJs. You guys want to create your own subcategories of DJs that are going to work for you and the next wave. And we keep on that going. And we take all the complaints that we have today and we make sure it doesn't happen next time. That's y'all role. Y'all role is that. Y'all better make sure this shit doesn't happen again. I don't want to be in season 4, season 5, talking to 4 people dealing with the same shit. Y'all need to make sure that this wave does not continue.
God bless. God bless.
That being said,
we got another spin.
Now we'll do one more social media question.
Okay.
If it wasn't for your job, do you think you would have social media? And do you think that right now on your page you have more personal or you have more DJ affiliated stuff? Start with you, Cams.
I got more business on my page than, personal. I don't know why. It just happened to be like that. I guess I'm so involved in wanting to get to the next level that's how it fell. That's what it is.
Do you think that's because you're a DJ, or do you think that would be like any other job?
No, I think it's because I'm a DJ.
I agree with you. Nico, what about you? Do you think your social media presence is mostly basically off DJing, or do you think you also have a personal aspect to it? Are you showing them your daily activity? Are you really plugging in your personality as well as just the work aspect of it, like flyers and bottle posts, etc.?
I know before I was more active on social media. I feel, I was putting everything that I was doing on social media. Now I kind of just like to put my work, like if I'm doing a club gig, put the flyer up, or a little video or a picture at the club or something to represent the night, right? But if it wasn't for DJing, I don't even think I'd have Instagram, to be honest. I'd probably just be limited to like Snapchat, maybe Facebook, if it wasn't for DJing. Just because I don't want to offend no one, but I think you should only be on social media if you're really trying to do something, create a bigger outlook. That's the only reason you should be on social media. Because I don't follow people all the time, people posting some dumb shit or some personal shit, or a girl getting pregnant every other fucking month. Sometimes
that's that Jersey following, maybe.
I don't know, man. Like,
I wouldn't.
It gets annoying because I think social media should just be for business.
Like a glorified LinkedIn. Catherine, give Nico a spin. Elevate. Let's get one spin for him. Ooh, which one is that? Artist performances. Oh, I love this. This is great. Go ahead. Take this one.
Me?
You have the questions as well, right?
Yes. Okay. I thought
you're not ready.
No, I thought this was gonna be a you thing. I mean, but
it could be a me thing.
What are some struggles?
Second season on Netflix right now.
What are some struggles that you have gone through when an artist was performing? I went into this before.
Of course you did.
Sorry.
Let's start with you. You have a good story with this. What are some struggles you've went through while an artist is performing?
I don't know. I can't really complain. I mean, I haven't really done that many artist performances either, to be honest. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to pass on this question, bro.
Nikki,
really
what about you? I know you.
Nicky Riz question.
This is a Nicky Riz question. All right.
What exactly do you want to know?
When an artist is performing,
let me reread the question. I'm sorry.
No, the question is very straightforward. What are some struggles that you have gone through when an artist was performing?
All right, so 90% of artists that are booked they come with a DJ. Mm-hmm. And I've witnessed an artist come with his DJ, like, the dude was like, blah. When I tell you, like, blah. Like, he had no emotion, no facial expression. He was dead straight. He wasn't talking. And he plugged in. He went on, like, he didn't care. But then when the artist was done and he was done, he just unplugged and just walked out. True story.
Didn't even throw you the alley-oop, like, dead air.
So dead music, like no music.
Yeah, and I worked with, rest in peace, Juice WRLD. I worked with him and his artist. Shout out to DJ Mike P. And that dude was he was hype. He walked in, he was hugging me and showing mad love when he was done. Like, it was just respect. So I guess it depends on the artist as DJ, because nowadays I feel like it's very, very slim for the headliner that you already have booked to DJ for the artist. 'Cause I'd say 90% of them come with a DJ.
Yeah, a lot of them do come with a DJ, and I do hear this a lot from Marty. A lot of them really can't plug in or plug out. Like, this has been a really consistent problem throughout.
Yeah, they
throughout
always want to
history.
use like.
It's really difficult for them to plug into a simple. It makes no sense. I do want to ask you, Dav, specifically. Do you think it's disrespectful for you to play the song of an artist while he's there, but play an edit or a remix of it?
Of course.
You think it's respectful to do that?
That's very disrespectful. That's fucked up. Like, you don't do that. Like, there's a guy coming here to perform his work. That's not your work. Why the fuck are you playing it, bro? Like, you shouldn't be doing that. Nah. Anyone that's like trying to get into DJing, you got to learn how to open. Talk to Ammo.
Send that Serato history, Nicky.
When I opened up for 50 Cent in AC like last year, and I played Ja Rule, and this was before like anyone was there. Like, yo, they were like, "Yo, get this shit on."
Oh my God!
I was like, "Damn,
that's nothing."
But there's really no one here.
That's nothing.
I was like, "Wow,
that's nothing."
Yeah, it was just like whatever.
I got fucking choked out by Casanova's boy, like dead ass.
That's
he put hands on me because I played fucking 6ix9ine.
I knew that.
Oh, we can't play that no more.
No. This was when 6ix9ine before the whole.
It's like during the beat.
Yeah. This was. I think this was like.
Casanova 6ix9ine.
It might have been your birthday.
Nah, I
a
know
couple
exactly.
years ago.
I think I know exactly.
It might have been your birthday, and Jason's like, "Drop that 6ix9ine," and I'm like, "Are you sure?"
Nah, it wasn't my birthday. It was the day that it was the day we had the blue jersey on. Yeah, it was Lasuk in the summertime.
Yeah, we were at Lasuk
in the summertime.
Yeah, but Casanova was in the building. I think he was just chilling.
No, we booked him. I think.
Yes.
We did book
But
him.
I didn't know
Shout
that.
out Casanova, man.
Like, I knew they had beef or whatever, but at the end of the day,
You found out when you
this
dropped
is
the record.
this is the guy who pays me. So if he tells me to play Hava Nagila, guess what I'm playing? Like,
see, we're gonna definitely get to that.
Sure, baby.
Let me get a spin. There you go.
I need a new spin.
We'll get you equipment. Okay, this is all you. Equipment.
I like this one. Who's this? Cams?
Yeah, we're going to Cams,
My
and
God.
you should be good at this one.
Yeah,
I think we all gonna be good on this one.
You'd be surprised what we got.
Oh, is the DJ required to carry a Serato box with him,
Yes,
and why?
because we need to be prepared at all times. It's part of our job. That's like a carpenter showing up without a hammer and his tools and stuff like that. It's
Right.
part of our job. This is what we do. This is obviously we got it on this level because we all took time to practice our craft, right?
You know what? That's such
Make
a
some fucking noise, man. Fucking bring Serato boxes. I'm fucking tired
That's
of
such a
this
promoter
bullshit,
question. Let me ask you a real question.
Bro, that's not on. Is it on the list?
Should a DJ know how to troubleshoot all?
That's literally
types
the
of
next
equipment?
question.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
literally the next question.
We should.
Right.
We should be prepared.
Everything.
Gentlemen,
Yes,
how
sir.
do you feel about this?
Let's go
Nikki,
back to the
do
Serato
you have
box.
do you have fucking club kit?
What?
Do you have club kit?
I told you I upgraded.
Do
bro.
you have club kit?
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
Welcome to 2020, my guy.
I did
I'm
it
sorry. Matter of fact,
I did
welcome
it-
to 2017.
I did it 2019. But should a DJ carry a Serato box to go to the club? The real answer
Is no.
is no.
Of course not.
You're doing it on your benefit because you want to be prepared when you get there.
Right.
The club should have all that ready for you. But once again,
New York City.
Welcome to New York City.
New York, man. We're in New York. Come on,
Welcome
guys.
to New York.
Edab, what do you think? You think you should carry your Serato box with you?
I think it depends on your status as a DJ.
Woo!
For sure.
Like it.
Yeah, like us, yeah, for sure.
I do believe in what he said in the beginning. You're a carpenter, bring your hammer. You're a promoter, bring your debit card. Like, you understand? Like, there's things that you carry with you in your craft. And that spills over to everything else. Like, do you guys believe that you guys should be able to spin on Technics, CDJs, and turntables?
Sure, yeah.
Or do you guys think that in this era, you only have to spin on one?
no. I think you should be able
Can
to
you guys all spin on all
anything.
three?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think as an opener, you need to do more than just be the opener. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to just open, and then when the headliner gets on, whether he gets on or he can't, like, and dip. Like, I feel like as an opener, your responsibility is to carry the extra USB cable, leave your charger.
Nah.
You know, but it is though. But it is,
It is
because at the end of the day, if it doesn't happen, guess who gets blamed for it? You do. So like me, like I said, I go everywhere with Pete, so I already know like he doesn't have needles. He doesn't have Serato CD.
You know his
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I know what it is. So I have this. I'm like his father. Like I have like his lunch packed. You know what I mean? Like
He gonna be mad you said that.
I make sure. No, he's gonna
pretty.
be like
He's pretty.
If we were live, he would comment dead ass, because I literally like he buys needles and like gives them to me because he's like I use yours all the time, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But I feel like as openers, it's not even like necessarily because we're always opening for the same guy. Like we need to make sure that the job gets done at the end of the day. That falls on us, and that's why the promoters have the relationships they have with us. Because when Jason's at a party and he knows that I'm opening or whatever, he knows
I don't gotta worry.
He knows that transition is gonna go absolutely flawless, and that headliner is gonna get on no matter what.
And
I
you,
literally downloaded Club Kit for Bobby Trends. I deadass was downloading Serato. Club Kit. I set him up and everything. It took me 45 minutes before he even played one song. And guess what? And he was on. You know what I mean? Like,
but I think the real question to this topic for us DJs is the equipment the club has, because I know you can all agree with me on this. When I walk into the room and the equipment's fucked up, I want to go home. I don't even want to DJ. It ruins the vibe. Like even like the crossfader missing, especially for you, you know, like
sticky ass CDJ.
Yeah, like it's not. I think that's the real question for the equipment for us. When we walk into the room, if the equipment's trash or something's fucked up, personally for me, my night's ruined. I want to go home. My whole vibe is off, and that's just how I go.
Better said, if you're a DJ who neglects the equipment, treats other people's equipment like shit and fucks it up, for the DJs like us who actually respect the venue's equipment and shit, fuck you, your mother, and her mother.
Quit. Stop.
On that note, we gonna get back to this wheel. We'll do it one more time. Cams. Let's get it. Okay. What's your number one complaint when it comes to promoters?
Tread lightly.
What is it? I don't know. Probably a flyer. Probably, or I don't know. It depends. It really depends on who it is. To be honest with you.
I feel you. What was the situation that you had in your past with a promoter where you're like, damn, this is the one thing I don't ever want happening again. I don't want this fucking situation to ever happen.
Like my name not being on a flyer. And I was like, yo, how do you want me to come to the club with no promotion? But it happened, so whatever made them happy. But that would be my number one complaint.
Is just not having your name on flyers.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you got booked to DJ, whether you're opening or closing, your name should be on the flyer. And if you're headlining, your face should be on the flyer.
Do you care about size?
Pause.
Whoa, major pause. Motion of the ocean.
I mean, if you're opening and closing, your name shouldn't be big. I think if you're headlining, your name should be emphasized more than the opener and the closer. I don't know what anyone else thinks.
What about you? What's the biggest complaint you have about promoters?
No. Let's go over here first. Because he's like, how much time you got, buddy? Let's go over here first.
Cams, what about you?
We'll save the best for last.
Basically putting the burden of the whole load of the party on us. Like, yeah, we're going to bring people, but don't text me like, yo, I need 150 tickets sold. I need 5 tables sold at 5K. Like, let's meet somewhere in the middle. Like, all right, cool. Like, I know you got a following. See what you can do. 3 tables, cool. But don't be like, yo, what happened, dude? I thought you were going to sell 100 tickets. I'm like, nah. That's your job. My job is to show up to play. I'm going to bring people.
Debatable.
Nah, I agree with you.
Welcome to New York.
Yep.
Welcome to New York.
In New York.
Nah, I agree with you. Nico, what about you?
My complaint about promoters?
Tell us.
Hold the mic right, you SoundCloud rapper.
Man. What are you letting? Bro, you're not on your couch?
My bad.
He's home.
What are you?
They're comfortable.
There's been instances, and I know I'm pretty sure every DJ has dealt with this once, where a promoter will short you. I hate that shit. You know, if you tell me one thing fulfill what you said. You know.
Yo, we took an L at the door.
Yeah, like I don't want to hear none of that.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
If you say you're gonna pay me this much, pay me this much. I don't want to
Facts.
see that this shit is $50, $100 short. Like no, like at the end of the day, can we have a little bit of respect? You know?
No.
Probably not.
Not New York.
Da
City.
da da. Idav.
Hey,
Do not
I'm not.
listen.
I'm
No
treading
names,
lightly.
please.
No names.
No names,
No
please.
names. No
Tread
names.
lightly.
No, listen. I have a lot of love for promoters and the promoters that have helped me out in this. Like honestly, promoters are a blessing to like up and coming DJs, like by far. But complaints. We're on complaints. I have a lot, but I'm gonna give 3 right now. Okay.
Talk to me.
There's honesty. There's reliability and flyer, of course. Like, come on, bro. Like,
So let's talk about the flyers. So you think that your name should be on the flyer, right? I'm fucking pissed when you guys fucking go take a picture in fucking Soho Balenciagas and now my fucking name is on your fucking Balenciaga poster. I didn't ask you to go fucking in Soho.
No,
promote my
understood.
fucking event.
Understood.
You understand? So why are you guys doing these fucking photo shoots
because
when
my
I'm
name
paying a
is
graphic
on the
des-
flyer like
but
mad little, bro. Like,
I'm
why
paying
the fuck
for-
would I put the flyer up?
So you're gonna make a
with
completely new flyer just to
Nah.
promote my event where
know.
you're just DJing for an hour, correct?
Whoa.
You're DJing for 45 minutes
Whoa,
to an
are
hour.
you coming at me? Because
I'm asking you. I'm asking everybody on this panel. You guys seem to laugh.
No,
but-
that's
but
his
this-
rebuttal. That's his
but this-
rebuttal.
You're right. You're
to
right.
your
This is,
point.
this is a consistent problem. And
I
the-
mean,
the
if Jason sends you the flyer and you're the opening DJ and you're DJing from like 11 to 12 and your name's that big, but you go make your whole thing. Nah.
Honestly,
That's
not-
honestly,
OD.
Yeah.
Jason,
That
Jason is one promoter that I really fuck with. Like, I don't even ask him to put my face on it.
Bro,
like,
regardless
he puts
of-
my face on the flyer.
No, that's regardless of the fact.
Regardless,
That's
regardless of
of
me,
the fact.
regardless of me, I see this over and over again, and I'll name DJs. So dope, you're my brother. I love you. I just got off the phone with 50 like before the show, and even him, I told him I was like, listen, man, like if I send you a flyer, I built Champagne Thursday from the bottom up. I invested my blood, sweat, and tears in that bitch. That's me. I created that. Me and my team. Now you go and you take a picture of you in Soho, you on a train.
I agree
You know what I'm
with you, I
saying?
agree.
And that becomes your flyer.
I agree with that.
Where's my branding?
So,
But as a,
I'm not asking. I've
as-
never asked one person here to bring people.
But
and
as
I
a
book
DJ,
people, like,
I
we
look
just
forward
post-
to the flyers. Like I'm a weirdo. Like if
I do too.
if I get
Yeah,
booked
I do
like
too.
yeah.
like a couple of weeks or a month in advance, I'm a weirdo. I go on like their website and I look to see because sometimes it's a be on the website before
Yeah,
you
before you
even
can get it.
And that's what I do. I mean I love the flyers. That's my thing.
I do too.
So besides the flyer,
And you should
right?
rep the flyer.
I think so.
Flyers are great. I even posted if the name is tiny. I respect the fact that the promoter put me on. Like, I have mad love for everybody doing their thing. I really feel it. I understand it. You know, like whatever, open or close or fuck it. You know, there's something that gets on my nerves is like about promoters is there's promoters, they book you out a lot and constantly no names. I've been with a few, not just one.
Pause.
All right.
Pause.
Pause. I'm a hoe. Pause. Just whatever. Anyways, yeah. Promoters sometimes go through power trips, like ego trips, where they think they made your career. But I'm sitting there on my phone 24/7 promoting their event, and my eyes are bleeding, And I understand they put in their work and they go out of the line, to get me on. But like, bro, like you didn't make me. I made me. My parents made me. You're not my father. Like if you don't give me business, I'll be pretty upset. But like, I'll do something else. Like, you don't have a hand over me. Like this is a one hand washes the other.
You feel like
This is
you feel like sometimes they use their leverage to make you
100%.
do things completely you don't want to
100%.
do. Now listen, I do think that sometimes you guys get carried away with the fact that you guys think that you can go independent. And I'll tell you, if you look around and ask the OGs about how many independent DJs have made it out of New York City, you'll get a handful, and those handful, half of them don't have a house. You understand? The way for you to completely become sustainable is to be a part of something that's bigger than yourself. That's the only way to grow, and then eventually grow out of that. The problem is that these guys, the problem is that they don't want you to grow out of it. They want you to remain under them forever. My goal is, the faster I get you out, the faster I get another guy to continue to go. Like, I want you to get to that next level so I can get more talent in. I want the next Derek Jeter. I want Didi Gregorius the next year, and I want to continue the farm system. That's my goal.
But if they also don't post
to continue to grow that way. I have a question that's really important. Really think about how you answer this question. Who's the most important person in the room? A, the biggest spender. B, the GM. C, the promoter, D, the crowd. Now let me break it down again for you. Who is the most important person in the room to you as a DJ? The biggest spender, the GM, the promoter, the guy cutting your check, or the crowd? Again, the spender, the GM, the promoter, the guy cutting your check, or the crowd? Cams, you go first.
I would say the crowd, because the crowd is what sets the foundation for it, for the big spender to spend that, for the GM to be happy, for the promoter to be happy with you, because the GM is obviously going to pay the promoter, and then we're going to get paid.
The crowd is the promoter's party, the GM's party, and, the client is the client, but if you brought the client, you want to satisfy him. If you didn't bring the client, I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm. Nicky, what about you?
The most important person in the room, I personally don't think is the biggest spender, because why are they better than everyone else? Because they're spending some money? No. I think the crowd, but also the crowd reflects to the DJs, the promoters, because the promoter's bringing it, the people, the DJ can bring people. The GM, his job is to be there every day, run the club, make sure everything has to be in order for him. Everything has to be good in order for him to run the club, but that's on him. I don't think he's important, obviously. I mean, he's the GM, but I would definitely say the crowd.
All right, so you guys are really at a consensus. Ida, what about you?
Well, I don't know. Crowd's really important. Are they the most important? I mean, that's the whole, the most important person. I mean, when I walk into a club, I try to impress the GM, because if the GM is talking good about you, then you're coming back to that club.
I think the most important person is the person who's paying you. Reason being is this. Yes, 90% of the time they're not at the club, but they get emails. And we notice. They get emails, they get text messages, they get all types of reviews on how you did, yada, 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 how you took requests, how you listened. But
you answered the question.
But listen, the most important, and I'm going to tell you why he's the most important person. Because they know that, A, they can trust you at another booking, so guess what? That's more money in your pocket. B, they already have the relationship with the club, with the venue. And 9 times out of 10, that club is owned by a bigger hospitality group, right? So they have that relationship. They're the middleman. So if they book you, then that venue or hospitality group is going to continue to book you as well. So in layman's terms, the most important person is the guy who's paying you, or the lady who's paying you, because once again, they put you there. They put you in that room. So at the end of the day, they're the ones that need to be satisfied, because the crowd does light work. That shit's easy. Like, we play Lizzo. I mean, all these bitches are basic. They all listen to the same shit. You know what I mean? But all that shit is easy. You know what I mean? Like, we all know the bottle clients have absurd fucking requests all the time. And how we balance that? Again, easy work. But guess what? That bottle client came through the person who put you in the room. So that bottle client will complain. The first person they're gonna complain to is the person that put you in that room. You with me? Yes or no? So at the end of the day, the person you need to make happy is the person that put you in that room, because technically they put everybody else in that room too. So if you make him happy, they make everybody else happy, and then it's just one happy fuckville. You know what I mean? Like
the most important person in the room is a person that's going to be there every single week. At the end of the day, like, the crowd comes, the crowd goes. One Oak stays the same regardless. The people are going to be there regardless. You guys are completely irrelevant there. They put your name in the bottom left corner. You guys show up, great. You're DJing. You know how many times at One Oak the guys don't show up? 80% of the time, the guy who's DJing on the flyer does not show up. 80% of the time at One Oak. I promise you. So again, in New York City, this misconception that the music is the number one thing is a myth. You guys are not as important as you may think in your head. And this is the gap between the promoter and the DJ. Because the promoter's looking at it like, look, the room was full. Tell me how many times you rocked the room. Rocked it. You walked out, you're like, yo, fuck, man, I just killed that. You get a text from the promoter like, yo, man, you kind of was off. Like, what? Because he's having a bad night, or because he didn't get laid, or because because you played one song he didn't like. Again, we're in an industry where it's blanketed by egoism. No one shows their vulnerabilities. No one's honest. Everybody waits for an ego trip to give them your true feelings. In an industry that's imbalanced as much as it is, we have to now see it for what it is. When you understand, when I understood I was a low-level promoter and I didn't have the right to be in the front of the club, be in the box, bothering door people, when I understood I didn't play that role yet, I was bringing more people than half the club. I was bringing 200 people at Highline. I had 3 partners doing half that. But I wasn't going to get that respect, and I knew my place. I ate L's. I sat on the side, and I had to fight for mine. And I always understood the most important person is the person that's going to be there in 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, and 5 weeks from now. Because at the end of the day, when that club closes, he'll move to another club. We don't staff new people in New York. We just staff from other venues. One club closes, whole staff works somewhere else.
So wait, who's that person?
The person that
Depends.
pays you.
It changes in every room.
The person that pays you.
You got to walk into a room and
You
see.
said person pays you at home.
Look.
Person that pays you get happy from the person that he hears from in the club.
Right.
It
So
depends
who
who
is that?
pays you. As I said, in every relationship is different. So let's say in a situation where I'm in the room and I'm doing it, I'm still not the most important person in the room. But to you, I may be. Because at the end of the day, let's say at Champagne Thursday, you're DJing. Actually, let's go to the next question. Do you think a promoter is allowed to ask you for a birthday request, a song request, and do you have to do it? That's the question.
Absolutely.
100%.
Do you have to do it?
1,000%.
100%.
1,000%.
There's not even, you can't even explain the answers.
not
Yes,
even
100%.
At all.
In New York, 1,000%.
But the thing that I do hate the most, but I wouldn't say the promoter does it. I would say the club does it. Like, you can be in, like, the hottest record and, like,
Play a birthday song.
no, and, like, you got to play Spice Girls for, like, bottles that are coming out. And the promoter be like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, they made me do it. Like,
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I do want to discuss music with you guys, though, because I think this is really important. Marty, I want to ask you and kind of do me a favor and kind of jump in with them. Not seating-wise. Jump in with them. This is super important. Do you play the newest music that's not even, like, hot yet? Like, the music are you breaking records in these clubs? And do you think that an opening DJ should be breaking records in this club?
I personally, I do sometimes. Depends. It's really dependent on where I am and what my time slot is. Prime time, my job prime time is to bring the energy and create revenue. So I'm not breaking records unless obviously if the artist is there, you know. But like if I'm opening, like I get bored, me personally, because you know we do these premiere spots that really don't get packed to like 1:30, you know. So from 11 to 1:30, we don't want to be like in robotic mode, you know, where we're playing the same fucking set everywhere we go, and the staff hears the same fucking set every time we're there. So I kind of want to switch it up sometimes. Like I'll play like a couple new joints that I like heard, and I'm like, yo, this shit slaps. Know what I mean? I'll play it because again, it's 7 people in the club, you know. So if you get this like the staff rocking with you, then you're pretty much good because again, there's always eyes on you. So you don't want to be an autopilot, and you don't want to be a robot, you know. Like and that's just for self-satisfaction. So the answer is yes. I do break records when I open. But again, when I headline, that's not my job to break records. My job is to
make a very good point with the staff, guys. I'm telling you, as DJs, one of the biggest cheerleaders you guys will ever get are bottle girls. You get the bottle girls to love you, and again, it's very easy because all you gotta do is be polite and just play a couple, like really, you know what I mean, like really be yourself, be hospitable, be nice, because you're there, they're both bored. I promise you, they're in my ear. The bottle girls are in my ear, bro, all the time. When's he coming back? When's that guy coming back? When's that guy coming back?
Same thing with the GMs.
Listen,
same thing.
The difference between the GMs, a lot of the GMs fall back. They be like, okay,
right,
you're booking, I'm gonna fall back. So even if they want you back, they might hit you on the side. Yo,
in
come to a happy hour.
Spots, in certain spots.
Yeah, like, or they'll reach out directly. That's fantastic. That's a relationship you built. But when you're going through like a promoter, that staff is super important. Edav, do you think we should break records as an opening DJ?
I mean, it depends. Like, yo, if you're playing like the new fire shit as an opening DJ, you're gonna burn out the headliner. You know, you gotta know your place. But if it's like a nice opener that brings a vibe that, you know, a lot of people wouldn't like know yet, but like at the same time, like, you know, if you're playing some new Dembo shit, that's hot, you know, do it. Why not?
Go for it. I want to switch questions for you. What do you think is the hottest genre in nightlife right now, musically?
Oh, Spanish music, bro.
We'll get to you.
I'm sorry.
I would say hip hop. Definitely in the New York City scene, I would say hip hop's probably the hottest genre, and the songs, the lyrics of the songs that you're just like, it's hitting. So whatever.
It works.
Nico, what about? Oh wait, Nico, what about you? What do you think the number one genre in nightlife is right now? New York City nightlife.
New York is hip hop. You know, then comes reggaeton or Latino music, whatever you want to call it, right? But
I mean, but again, there's so many markets in the city. In our market, we do bottle service clubs. You know what I mean? Bottle service, hip hop.
In Manhattan, hip hop.
Agreed.
To Brooklyn, definitely EDM.
House
EDM.
But there's certain clubs too that like, all right, let's bring up bounce. When I play bounce, I don't play all hip hop. That actually, you can hit the EDM, you can hit the house.
You really
music.
go open format.
But that's Bridge and Tunnel though. That's all. I mean, Brooklyn people.
But
I mean, like.
But once again,
Brooklyn, Staten Island.
But if you have the chance in New York City to go straight open format from hip hop to 128,
Oh, it's a
down,
beautiful thing.
Beautiful thing. But like the One Oaks and like Avenue, and I'd say
stayed 96, 110.
Yeah, hip hop straight.
70 BPM.
70, 73.
You said 120 for the other one. I went down 30 points. I figured I hit it on the nail. Cams, what about you?
What was the question?
Number one, you also spend a lot out of New York, so give us a little Westchester input too. Do you think that what's the number one genre in the city, and then what's the number one genre you see like in brunches or in the parties you do on the outskirts?
I would say hip hop downtown. We're talking about downtown meatpacking district. That, I would say hip hop. Then you go out to Westchester. I would say a little hip hop. I would say like 70% hip hop, 30% top 40. The Lizzos. I mean, still hip hop, but it falls in that top 40 category. And then when I play out of the country and stuff like St. Martin, it's all like hip hop EDM. You go back and forth all day.
Do you guys think that EDM is going to make a comeback at all?
I hope so.
I do.
You guys do?
1,000%.
It already is.
So.
Yeah.
1,000%. That Joel Curry record,
The
Medusa joint.
Like house music is in.
Yeah, but it's not. But
Not
but
house.
it's
We're
no,
talking
no,
like
but
EDM,
it's
like
no,
EDM,
no,
EDM.
it's
Like,
not.
we're talking like Avicii, Sebastian Ingrosso, like that.
No,
like
no.
EDM.
The house music that's coming in is like.